Have you ever noticed something strange? The moment you think things are finally moving forward with a woman, right when you feel the connection growing stronger, she suddenly starts acting distant. She pulls back, gets colder, or even seems irritated for no clear reason. And you're left confused, thinking, what just happened? Did I do something wrong? But here's the paradox most men miss. She's not pushing you away because she doesn't like you. More often than not, she's doing it because she likes you too much. The closer she feels, the more vulnerable she becomes. And vulnerability, for many women, feels dangerous. This is where Stoicism and female psychology meet. Because as a man, your role isn't to panic, chase, or collapse under pressure. Your role is to remain calm, disciplined, and unshaken, just like the Stoics taught. A Stoic man doesn't beg for closeness or demand answers. He understands that emotional storms are natural, and instead of being swept away, he anchors himself with self-control. Welcome to the breakdown. If you've ever been left scratching your head by a woman's mixed signals, you're not alone. The truth is, her distance often is a rejection. It's proof of just how much she feels. But to pass this test, you need to understand what's happening beneath the surface. So let's unpack the hidden psychology behind her behavior. And then I'll show you how Stoic principles give you the strength to respond in the most powerful way possible. 1. Her fear of losing control. When a woman pushes you away at the exact moment her attraction peaks, it's usually not about you. It's about her own battle inside. One of the strongest forces driving this behavior is her fear of losing control. From an early age, many women are taught, directly or indirectly, that giving into emotions too quickly is dangerous. It risks rejection, abandonment, and heartbreak. So when her feelings for you become overwhelming, she doesn't lean in, she retreats. Think about it. One day she's affectionate, warm, and full of energy toward you. The next day she's cold, distant, or even snappy. To you, it feels like mixed signals. But to her, it's an unconscious defense mechanism. Her heart is telling her to move closer, but her mind is screaming, protect yourself. This is why you'll often see a push-pull dynamic. It's not logic, it's emotion. And the stronger the attraction, the more frightening the vulnerability feels. Here's where most men fail. They either chase harder, which overwhelms her and confirms her fear of losing control, or they walk away completely, which reinforces her fear of abandonment. Both are mistakes. The Stoic answer? Do nothing reactive. Stay calm. Recognize that her behavior is not a verdict on your worth. It's simply her internal struggle. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. If you can remain grounded, she will feel your steadiness. And steadiness is exactly what makes her feel safe enough to let go of control. 2. Testing your strength. Here's a truth most men don't want to hear. Women test men. Not always consciously, not always maliciously, but almost always instinctively. And one of the clearest ways they test you is by pulling away. Why? Because attraction isn't just about looks, charm, or chemistry. It's about trust. A woman wants to know if the man she's investing in can handle pressure, uncertainty, and emotional turbulence. And nothing reveals a man's true nature faster than how he responds when she withdraws. If you lose your frame, blowing up her phone, demanding answers, or sulking, you've just failed the test. You've shown her you can't control your emotions, and that makes her feel unsafe. But if you remain composed, living your life, pursuing your goals, keeping your rhythm, you send a powerful message. I am solid. I do not need your validation to stand tall. I am here because I choose to be, not because I must be. Epictetus put it perfectly. No man is free who is not master of himself. And that's what she's really searching for. A man who is free, who is not a slave to her moods, who cannot be broken by a temporary withdrawal of affection. When you stay grounded in these moments, her fear dissolves. She begins to trust that her attraction isn't a trap, because you're not the kind of man who crumbles under pressure. 3. The emotional reset. Sometimes her pulling away has nothing to do with you at all. It's not even about testing you. It's about her needing space to reset her emotions. Women often experience attraction like a wave. It rises high, fast, intense, intoxicating, but then it needs a retreat before it can rise again. This retreat is a rejection. It's a natural rhythm. But here's the trap. Most men misinterpret this reset as a problem. They panic, start texting nonstop, or pressure with questions like, "What's wrong? Did I upset you?" By doing this, they kill the very space she needs to breathe. The Stoic way is to embrace the pause. Recognize that her emotions are her own, and your role is not to interfere, but to remain patient. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Your imagination will tell you her silence means rejection, but reality says she's just recalibrating. If you respect her reset without drama, she'll come back with stronger feelings than before. Think of it like the tide. The ocean must pull back before it crashes with greater force on the shore. A woman's heart works the same way. If you give her space, she'll return with renewed clarity and desire. 4. Attraction as a risk. To you, attraction feels exciting. To her, it often feels risky, because the stronger her feelings, the more she has to lose. When she's only mildly interested in someone, there's no fear. She can text casually, hang out, and walk away without damage. But when she meets a man who stirs something deep, who makes her heart race and her guard weaken, the stakes rise dramatically. That's why she sometimes pushes away. Her mind says, "Slow down. Don't get hurt again," especially if she's been betrayed or abandoned before. Her attraction doesn't feel like joy, it feels like danger. Here's where Stoicism gives you the edge. Instead of reacting to her fear with insecurity, trying to force closeness, seeking constant reassurance, you remain steady. You show her, through your composure, that you're not another risk. Your stability. Marcus Aurelius taught, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. She's not distressed by you, but by her perception of risk. When you show her calm patience, you quietly prove that what she fears isn't real. And once she feels safe, the attraction she tried to fight becomes unstoppable. 5. The hidden test behind her distance. When she creates distance, it's rarely random. In many cases, her withdrawal is a subconscious test. Not a game, not cruelty, just her way of asking, are you strong enough for me to trust? If you panic, you fail. If you lash out with bitterness, you fail. If you pretend to be indifferent and ice her out completely, you also fail. The sweet spot is calm strength. A simple, confident response like, "Take the time you need. I'm here when you're ready," communicates leadership, patience, and self-control. What she's really measuring is whether your confidence is real or fragile. Can you stay composed when she's unpredictable? Can you remain steady when she's confusing? That's the hidden test. Epictetus would call this a trial of your discipline. He said, "Difficulties show a man to himself." And a woman's distance does exactly that. It reveals whether your strength is genuine or just a mask. 6. Her guard is a survival mechanism. Here's the truth most men underestimate. When a woman pushes you away, it's rarely about you personally. It's about her history, her scars, and the defenses she's built to survive. Maybe she's been cheated on. Maybe she opened up in the past and was left shattered. Maybe she's learned that showing too much interest makes men take her for granted. Whatever the reason, her distance is often less about rejection and more about self-protection. This is why your reaction matters more than you think. If you crumble, argue, or guilt trip her when she pulls back, you don't just hurt the moment. You confirm her fears. You prove that closeness leads to chaos. But if you embody Stoic restraint, you flip the script. You show her that closeness doesn't equal danger, because you're not the man from her past. You're the man who can handle her emotions without flinching. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." In the same way, the best proof you can give a woman is not to be like the men who hurt her. While they reacted with anger, insecurity, or pressure, you respond with calm presence. That's when her walls start to crack. 7. When she wants you most, she doubts herself. Here's the paradox. The stronger her desire for you, the more she doubts her own worth. If you're just another guy, she doesn't care. But when you're the man who awakens something deep inside her, her inner voice starts whispering, "What if I'm not enough?" What if he leaves me for someone better? What if he breaks me? To protect herself from those fears, she might pull back, act cold, or even push you away entirely. It's not because she doesn't want you. It's because she wants you too much. This is where your strength must shine. Don't try to convince her with words. Don't argue with her doubts. Instead, show through your consistency that you're not going anywhere. Show her you don't need to dominate her emotions. You're grounded in your own. Seneca once wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." When you embody this, she feels it. She sees that you're not calculating, not pressuring, not rushing. You're simply present. And presence is what makes her feel safe enough to let her doubts dissolve. 8. Most men fail here. This is the part where 90% of men ruin everything. They sense her pulling away, and instead of leaning back into calmness, they go into panic mode. They text more. They call more. They demand explanations. They say things like, "Why are you acting like this?" Or, "Did I do something wrong?" What they don't realize is that this neediness is the very thing that kills attraction. Because attraction isn't built on begging for reassurance. It's built on showing strength when reassurance isn't given. A woman doesn't want to carry the emotional weight of the relationship. She wants to know you can carry yourself, and at times, even carry her. If you fold under the pressure of her temporary withdrawal, she realizes you're not strong enough to be trusted long-term. Epictetus warned, when someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval. If you grasp this truth, you'll stop trying to fix her distance and start mastering your own composure. And ironically, the moment you stop chasing her energy, she'll return with even more. 9. How to respond like a Stoic. So what should you actually do when she pushes you away? Here's the formula. Stay calm. Don't blow up her phone. Don't interrogate her. Don't dramatize. Maintain your rhythm. Keep training, working, building, and living. Your life doesn't stop because she's distant. Respond with strength, not need. If she takes space, respect it. A confident, no worries, take your time, carries more power than 100 anxious texts. Lead with presence. When you do see her, don't act resentful or bitter. Treat her warmly, as though nothing is wrong, because you trust your connection enough to weather storms. This isn't passive. This isn't weakness. This is power. The kind of power that doesn't need to beg, force, or demand. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." When she pulls away, your job isn't to play games or manipulate. It's to embody truth. And the truth is simple. You're not desperate. You're not shaken, and you're not leaving your center just because she's testing hers. 10. Why her distance is actually proof of attraction. Here's the twist you need to remember. If a woman didn't care, she wouldn't push you away. She wouldn't need to. Indifference doesn't require defense mechanisms. The fact that she's hot and cold, close then distant, affectionate then withdrawn, that's the clearest proof that her emotions for you are real. She's wrestling with herself, not with you. So instead of seeing her withdrawal as rejection, reframe it. See it as confirmation that you've awakened something powerful in her. And the only thing you need to do is meet that power with composure. Think of it like fire. If you panic and throw gasoline, chasing, begging, demanding, it burns out control. But if you contain it with calmness and structure, it becomes a very thing that gives warmth, energy, and light. A Stoic man is that structure. He doesn't extinguish the fire, nor does he fan it recklessly. He contains it with presence, strength, and patience. The Stoic conclusion. At the heart of this paradox is a lesson every man must learn. A woman's push-pull is not a problem to fix. It's a reality to understand. She pushes you away not because she doesn't want you, but because she wants you so much it scares her. Her distance is a test, a defense, a survival mechanism. But if you stay grounded, you pass every one of those trials without saying a word. This is where Stoicism becomes your greatest weapon. The Stoics taught us that true strength is mastery of the self. To remain calm in storms, composed in chaos, unshaken in uncertainty. When she pulls away, the weak man reacts. He panics, chases, or collapses. But the Stoic man remains centered. He continues his path. He responds with calm, not chaos. And in doing so, he becomes a very anchor she needs when her emotions feel like a storm. Remember Marcus Aurelius' wisdom. You have power over your mind, not outside events. You can't control when she pulls back, but you can always control how you respond. And when you do, something powerful happens. She no longer sees you as just another man. She sees you as a rare one, the one who doesn't crumble, the one who doesn't break, the one who can be trusted with her deepest emotions. So the next time she pushes you away when she wants you most, don't panic. Smile inwardly. Recognize it for what it is. And stay calm. Because in that moment, without realizing it, she's giving you the greatest chance to prove your strength.